paramedics are helpers. They come into this profession because they are driven by an idea of service to the community, to being able to manage tough things and to mitigate suffering and harm. And there is something just stunningly dissonant about coming to work and having people assault you, having people scream homophobic, racist, and sexist slurs at you. When the program first started, paramedics didn't report violence. They assumed that it was uncontrollable, unavoidable, dealing with it was just part of the job. And the medics said, why would we bother? I mean, medics are smart, right? They understand that if something's a waste of time, they're not gonna do it, right? What this group was able to do is create this violence reporting tool that's embedded in the EPCR. And then through a lot of change management, talking to the paramedics, they were able to get paramedics to start reporting violence at the point of event. And then we were able to use those data to generate reports, to generate articles, but also to lobby for change. We're fighting a lot of cultural headwinds with these data and with this program. And, you can create the tool, you can deploy the tool, but if service leaders aren't willing to use those reports, to react to those reports, to follow up with those reports, and I mean every one of them, then it's going to go nowhere. And in point of fact, it'll probably be even worse than not doing anything, because then it's just lip service. One of the things that Peel Region has committed to is following up with every one of these reports. Paramedics are saying, I am reporting now because I want to keep my colleagues safe. And so even though I didn't experience something that has hurt me at this scene, at this house with this human being, I recognize that my partner or the next crew in may experience violence. And so it's become part of keeping us safe. So it's really deeply cool in that way, because all of a sudden it's become an act of community to report this violence. The one really neat thing about the people that I'm privileged to work with is that everyone is really interested in helping everyone else do it well. Hopefully, this will keep folks safe and, everywhere. That's a little optimistic. But when you think about what, if you want to really help people, this is a really lovely, concrete example of how you can use data to leverage change. This is so hugely important. You should absolutely do it, and you do not have to do it by yourself. That my team is interested in helping. And then we have a website, www.protectparamedics.com, which has a lot of resources on it. It's so important because we need these folks. All of us need these folks to show up when we're sick or when we're hurt or when our lives are at their absolute worst. And so this act of service will keep not just the paramedics safe, but it'll keep the full community safe, because we're going to have folks that are going to show up with their whole brains and their whole hearts and all of their focus and energy, because they're not drained by all of this sort of secondary violence that they're experiencing.